had a good one. A weekend worth your time. I hope your Monday didn't drag you down. Left you feeling fine. I'm rolling into your Tuesday with a grin and a spark. Got a little something for you right here in the dark. But now the calendar's smiling. The clouds are backing off. I got that fresh start feeling, and I'm ready to go off. Terrific Tuesday. What? Terrific Tuesday. What? All I got to say is what? Terrific Tuesday. What? Coffee in a paper cup. Keys on the counter ring. I'm stepping out with a lighter heart and a one-word sing. You made it through the rough part. Now look at you now. If the week tried to pin you down, you're shaking it out. But now the calendar's smiling. The clouds are backing off. I got that fresh start feeling, and I'm ready to go off. Terrific Tuesday. What? Terrific Tuesday. What? All I got to say. What? Terrific Tuesday. What? So if you needed a sign, here it is in the clear. Shake off the slow move Monday. Tuesday's finally here. Terrific Tuesday. What? Terrific Tuesday. What? All I got to say. What? Terrific Tuesday. What? Hi, hello. My goodness, how are you? Welcome to Terrific Tuesday. Hello, William. Hello, Crete Knight. Hello, Kindle. My goodness, good to see you. I'm a little dark this time. Let me turn on a light. What's up, Holly? Thank you, Holly. Let me turn on a light real quick. Yes, this will do just fine. Yes. Yes. My goodness. I think this will do just fine. A little bit lower. You have to adjust, lights and all. Lights and all. Oh. Just a standard, light. Right. How are you? Hello, Jessica! Oh, it's too zoomed in. Boom. I can see light. I think we have a really good, terrific Tuesday. This Tuesday, snarkies. No open wires. Arizona, you still haven't called me. What? Can you see me? Can you hear me? How am I sounding? Am I sounding a little different? I bet you couldn't do that again. Not with it open. Yeah and no. Yeah and no, you can't hear me? Yes and no? Yes and no. No. Yes, you can see me. No, you can't hear me? Yes and no, what? Audio is good. Okay, audio is good. Yes, I can hear you. No, do not sound different. Oh, man. So I got a different
I got a different mic going. It's a floor mic. So these are typically the mics that you'd have on stage. So the crazy part with the audio is a lot of the times I'm either too far or too close. I'm trying to put together a quick audio setup, and believe me, I've actually reduced it significantly to where I can set up a podcast fairly quickly, which I'm ecstatic for. And I can still do my audio. But I'm going to do a quick test. So you can hear me there. Can you still hear me over here? Perfectly fine. Can you hear me? Hello, test 1. And then over here, test 2. William, how do I sound on your TV? Hi, Mom, I'm on the TV. Okay. Cool. Far out. All right. It's important. So one thing I really actually don't like during, like, when you look at a podcast, a traditional podcast, I don't like a lot of the setup. So now I say that, but I also contradict myself because a lot of the times I'll have that big, ridiculous mic in front of my face. But did you know that that's me making fun of it in its sense? A lot of the things that I do, it's a way of me poking fun at most of like those podcasters. They have these big mics and they're moving them all over the place. And a lot of the times they have these boom box, like these boom mics, and they're talking like that and they have their headphones. And if you blow it out of proportion, it's funny. That light is actually super bright. Spider. So I got a lot actually. I got something that I'm gonna go over today that I've kind of been I talk about it often, but I have been a little hesitant to just come out and do it. But I think today's the day I'm gonna do it. Yeah, let's do it. That's what she said. What? Hello. Sure. Hi, baby. Okay. Anyways. Intrigued. Oh. Yeah. This is not going to be a popular talk if you like to live in delusions and if you have been lobotomized by some of the educational systems. This is not going to be a fun talk. You should actually turn off now. Stop watching it. I'm actually begging you, don't watch the rest of this if you've been lobotomized or you are so anal in your ways that you can't I'm going to break it down for you, but you can't handle a little healthy criticism or open dialogue. We are not in Kansas anymore, Toto. No. First off, I'm going to do an analogy of sorts. We're going to lead up to it. So you can see the whole picture of why I'm actually wanting to do this. Does that sound good with you guys? I needed the floor mic because I'm not going to do I'm going to try not to do a lot of mic work to where you can just keep on continuously hearing and I can give you guys okay. Great night. Yes. Okay, here we go. First and foremost, I'm going to move this and I don't have to turn it off, but I can come over here and get a card of sorts. Look at this. Okay. That's not going to work. All right. I'm going to just... No, that's not going to work either. I'm going to turn it off for a second. I'm going to move this. right here. Okay. Super. And here we go. So, in life, like you know, most stories kind of start in the dark. And you don't necessarily foresee or foreplan or really plan in general where you'll be at any given point. And at one moment in your life or another, a proverbial or a literal light, when the light comes on, like flies and mosquitoes in the dark, we're attracted to it because it's a contrast. Which this goes on a general conversation that I have very regularly, but we're attracted to lights. We're attracted to new. We're attracted to different. So if we're in a world of darkness, we're also in a world of light. And we get to choose the information that we share, the resources that we share. We get to choose the small bits of information that might help another human being out or not. And we keep it to ourselves. Now, a lot of the times we keep our own light to ourselves because we are scared that, well, the knowledge that I have, I don't want someone to copy it, and I don't want someone to take it away from me, and I don't want to lose it. Because once I found this light, this is my light, not your light, this is my light, then we start treating the darkness around as an enemy of sorts. And it's funny because this same analogy can actually be used in several places. It can be used in your friends group. There's your friends and there's the enemies. Political. You have the Republicans and Democrats when there's other parties, but hey, we don't talk about those. Or then you have no party affiliation. It's us. It's always us versus them. It's are you with us or are you against us kind of mentality. It's black and white. It's duality at its finest. There's light and there's dark. There's up and there's down. There's happy and there's sad, right? I'm telling you something that you already know. Just bear with me. But what's wild is no matter what we do, and I'm going to show you. This cord, it's attached to the wall. So it's attached to the wall. Same cord, right? And we feel, same cord, it's anchored. We feel like in life, the light, the resources, the happiness, it's anchored. It's anchored to very specific circumstances. And once we find the light, we're constantly scared or fearful that one day that same light is going to go out. It terrifies us. I mean, it really does, because what happens is a lot of the times at some point in our life, the light that was once bright goes out or it gets a little dimmer. And once it gets dimmer, we go, okay, this isn't what it used to be, but I'm fine. You start hovering around it, and then you start feeling this encompassing darkness, this encompassing blackness. And so what we say is like, as long as I have this light, it's fine. And well, but it's anchored, and we anchor ourselves. But may I just propose a little bit of a change? See, we're constantly in this idea, this suggestion that the light is tethered and that we can't move it. But what happens when you are the light? What happens when you realize that was just a stand? And well, it's plugged in, isn't it, Jeremiah? But how's he holding? Because you're the light. You get to choose to be the light, and you get to choose to be the darkness. And at any point, you can have inspiration, and your light comes back on. Well, it's not as bright as I know it to be, but like, it's my light, and well, now I'm a beacon, and oh goodness, the darkness is just going to encompass me, and one day I'm going to find myself just smothered out. And I really don't want that, because I'm happy. Can't you see I'm happy? No, it's not the same light that my dad promised me that by the end of it was going to be swinging back and forth with a used car battery and jumper cables connected to my nipples. You can pull that out of context if you want. There's a whole analogy behind it. But it's my light. And even if I'm in some basement with a rinky-dink light going back and forth and jumper cables to my nipples, then, well, my goodness, it means I was onto something. I was right about something, damn it. But this is my light. And you have no right to diminish my light. This is my light, damn it. Don't you see? And if I want to turn it off, well, boom. And if I want to turn it on, I'm here, man. And if at some point I decide, well, you know what? But I find myself illuminating the light for others. Isn't that my prerogative? Isn't that my choice? See, yes, Creep Knight? You're right. We all, I got the jumper cables. But at some point, this is my light. Okay, are we on the same page? Now, at any point, here it is. Right? At any point, I can find a stationary. And with stationary, you also find a resource of unlimited amount of power, right? So then it gets brighter. And then you say, okay, I know where we're at. This is my light, damn it. If you'd like to come in out of the shadows, you're more than welcome. But don't try to encompass me in your darkness, because I really want nothing to do with that. I want to try to illuminate the path for you. So today, in my analogy of sorts, if I've explained it correctly, I'm going to illuminate a few things that I've been saying, but it's going to be a quiet part, very out loud. How does that sound? We in the back rooms now. What I'm going to say, like I said, for another disclaimer, is not popular in some circles. And if we are friends and you're part of that circle, it's not to bother you, it's not to hurt you, and it's not to argue with you. It's just, you can do the research yourself and come up with your own conclusion. Not looking for a fight. I want to illuminate a little bit for someone out there that might need to hear this. So, let's get started. How can I close that? I'll close it. Okay, right. Oh, come on. Bear with me here. Now, The title of this talk is How Diagnosis Became an Insurance Term. How diagnosis became an insurance term, not just a medical one. Are you guys ready? Yeah. We're having that conversation. Here we go. First and foremost, I'm going to go up here. If you can read it. Okay, you can read it. Perfect. So, pre-20th century, where are we? Hold on. You can't see me. I'll zoom in a second. Pre-20th century, there's no insurance. There's no diagnosis. There was no diagnostic pressure, okay? Doctors described symptoms, not disorders. There was no need for standard labels because no one was billing anyone, okay? This is literally pre-20th century, okay? The 1930s to the 1960s, early insurance systems, as employers-based insurance grew, so in the workplace, so we had modernization, right? Insurers needed categories to determine what counts as a medical condition, what will reimburse, what they can deny, and this is where diagnosis began shifting from a clinical act to financial gatekeeping tool. Still with me? In mental health, the 1930s, 1960s, that's whenever the financial gatekeeping started happening. 1965 is whenever we had an introduction to Medicare and Medicaid. The U.S. government required standardized diagnostic codes for payment. This pushed medicine towards rigid classification. This is where the classifications actually started. It was about 1965 because we had the introduction to the version of Medicare and Medicaid that we know of today. Any questions so far? Okay, perfect. 1970s, the DSM-3, which DSM means Diagnostic Service Manual. Now we're at DSM-5 TR, and the rise of the diagnostic criteria. So the DSM-3, 1980s, was created to standardize diagnoses, reduce subjectivity, and make mental health billable. So insurance compatibility. That happened in the 1970s. This is also where the, which they're very quick to tell you, this is where the LCSWs come to play. And it's not exact like timeline, do the research, but it's about this order. I made this very quickly, okay? 1980s to the present, ICD, which the ICD is the International Classification of Diseases, okay? The ICD is the official billing system. This is 1980s to present for our current billing systems. The DSM mirrors the ICD, or the ICD codes so clinicians can get reimbursed. 1980s. This is where billing and classifications. So far, what we got is a diagnosis is now a code that allows a provider to be paid. A disorder, on these definitions, a disorder is a category created so that a diagnosis can exist. Yes, let me read that again. A diagnosis is a code that allows providers to be paid. A disorder is a category created so that a diagnosis can exist. Diagnosis, the label used to justify treatment. A disorder is the category that makes the label billable. Diagnosis and disorder are insurance terms. They mean much more in psychology. The original diagnosis and disorder, face value, meant something. But whenever you're talking about public community mental health or mental health in today's terms, diagnosis is the label used to justify treatment. Disorder is the category that makes the label billable. So, okay? And by the way, I even put that down here. This is exactly why you can't be diagnosed with happiness, anger, excitement, grief, curiosity, boredom, or any of the other normal human emotions. When you say, I am diagnosed, I was diagnosed with depression, you are not the diagnosis. You experience depressive symptoms. When ADHD, for most part, people would say, well, Jeremiah, you have ADHD. I don't have shit. I experience attention hyperactive, okay? Or attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Disorder. The category that makes the label billable. Well, I was diagnosed with anxiety. You experience anxiety, okay? But I was diagnosed. The label used to justify treatment. Disorder, the category, that disorder, anxiety disorder. It's an insurance term. I'm not saying that you don't experience it. Very real that you do, and you should talk to someone if it's significantly erupting your life. But you have to realize that you're not the diagnosis and you're not the disorder. You experience it. Well, Jeremiah, a majority of people in the mental health community in the world have made you a cash cow. The goal is to get you better and to get you on your way. The goal was not to keep you for 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. The goal wasn't, if you need someone to talk to, that's fine. I'm not judging you. But at what point do you say, hey, what does the end look like for me? And a lot of the times, people that are in these predicaments are too scared and too confused, and they don't know better. And they say, well, your diagnosis. You diagnose someone after 15 minutes. That's not a diagnosis. That's an assumption. Well, they meet this criteria, and I'm a trained professional. Really? Okay. Let's have that conversation. Now, going on to the bottom, the diagnosis, you can't be diagnosed with happiness or anger, coming from an anger management specialist. Let's have that conversation. This one is called Why Happiness or Anger Can't Be Diagnosed. Step 1, a diagnosis must be billable. A diagnosis is functionally a billing code. Insurance only reimburses conditions that cause impairment, require treatment, fit into a predefined category. Which, by the way, I actually have this down here. Anger is not diagnosis. Anger, it's intermediate explosive disorder. By the way, disorder. Anyways. 2, a disorder must imply dysfunction. A disorder literally means a disturbance of order. Insurance interprets this as something that disrupts functioning, something that requires intervention, something that can be coded. 3, insurance systems don't pay for normal life. You can't bill insurance for excessive joy or persistent anger or feeling sad after a breakup, being shy, being introverted. Now, important to notice, if a normal emotion becomes impairing, the system creates a disorder category so it can be built. So, for example, sadness is major depressive disorder, and worry is generalized anxiety disorder, and fear is panic disorder, and anger is intermediate explosive disorder. But the key truth is diagnosis and disorder are administrative categories created to justify treatment and reimbursement, not descriptives of the full range of human emotion. You're human. At what point do you allow yourself to be human, to feel the feelings, to feel sad, to feel happy, to feel angry? At what point do you allow yourself to feel? Because you're human. I can't stand my feelings, man. Yeah, that's a conversation you should have. You can't stand you. But yeah, you disallow yourself to feel however the hell you want to feel. Now, what's wild is that they exist to satisfy insurance systems, not to map the entire human experience. The emotion itself isn't the disorder. Your emotions are not disorders. The impairment is what gets coded. Happiness and anger don't meet criteria because they are normal emotional states, not medicalized conditions. They're part of the natural order of the human condition. Now, a diagnosis is not who you are, it is what you are experiencing. And the more specifically, what the insurance systems require a clinician to label in order to get paid. Hey, Dad, I followed the money. The problem when you follow the money is you get information, you say, well, what the hell do I do with it? Who's going to listen? You could, by all means, fact check me. If you'd like, I'll send you a copy of this and you do your own research. We'll come to the same conclusion eventually. I'm not trying to bamboozle you and I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make you aware. I am hearing more and more people, well, I was diagnosed with this and I was diagnosed with that and I have this disorder and I have that disorder. Oh, Jeremiah, what about psychiatrical and neurological disorders like schizophrenia? You experience voices, you hear voices, but whenever they try to give you medicine, the medicine's not there to cure you. Psychiatrists, if they're being honest with you, it's to help you cope. The human mind is so much more complicated than what we really, really give credit to. And we make these assumptions and we say, well, that sounds good, so it sticks and it fits, until a new range of newly refreshed eyes of some committee come around and they say, well, let's change this because politically, or let's change this because people don't know what they want. In an insurance world, be very aware that anytime you partake in the game, you are the data. And the goal is not to cure you. There is no cure. The cure is to realize that you're human and you're not perfect and you're never going to be perfect. And that's what's perfect. And there are people, and I'm not discounting getting help. You should get help. If you significantly feel, I really do need help. If you feel like you'd like to check out, don't stay, please. Get help, talk to someone, by all means. If you're feeling so anxious that you can't get out of bed in the morning, then by all means get help. But realize that you get to dictate your happiness. You get to dictate your emotional well-being. It was always to you. What happened was at some point, someone turned off your light. And what your real question, for the most part, is how do I turn it back on? Because damn it, I just want my light. I don't care. I don't care if it's dim. I don't care if it's dim just a little bit. I'm fine with the dimness, but could you please turn on the light? People around you, it's going to take strenuous discourse, and we can do it, but it's not an easy path. It's not an easy path, because if it was an easy path, would you respect it as much? Would you acknowledge it as much? Have you ever heard, and I think I've told you once, the story about the man who was looking for happiness? Oh my, here we go. Okay, at one point, this man was looking for happiness. He starts going door by door, and he goes, no. Okay, depression answered. So no, not what I'm looking for. Goes to the next door, knocks on the door. Anxiety answers the door. Nope, not that door. Moves on. Knocks on the next door. It's anger. He keeps doing this, goes through a whole range of emotions. And at some point, he knocks on the door. Happiness opens the door and says, hey, I've been expecting, come on in. And the man goes, it's not what I thought it would look like. Oh, have a good day. And moves on. If you had happiness in your life, would you recognize it? Would you really recognize it? Are you in a state of being to being able to recognize what's good for you? What's not good for you? Have you been in the proverbial darkness for so long that a light comes on and instead of going, ooh, you go, my eyes. I haven't adjusted yet. And you should have an adjustment period. But acknowledge the fact that sometimes it comes on almost like falling in love. You fall in love and you say, I wasn't expecting that. I feel like a train hit my chest. I feel happy and I feel sad and I feel scared. It's like falling in love. No, everybody thinks that love is la-da-da, la-da-da, la-da-da. No, it's accompanied with more emphasis on the dark. Because once you find the light, you go, woo! Now I want to keep that light. I want to keep that goodie. Can't be diagnosed, going back to the very beginning. Diagnosis is a code that allows providers to be paid. You're the product. Doesn't mean you can't get help, but just recognize that you're the product. We're told a lot of things. We're told bullshit. That's what we're told. You want a good, sure way to find out if you have a good therapist or mental health provider? Are you ready? Ask them one question. What does the end of my treatment with you look like? If they say, well, that entirely depends on you, you should really suggest what that actually means. Because if you knew what was good for you and is entirely dependent on you, we all procrastinate. And you'll take as long procrastinating getting out as you did getting in. But if a good mental health professional or therapist says, well, obviously when you stop experiencing some of the things that originally brought you in here, but also you display a good grip of understanding of your disposition or your previous disposition, and you find yourself in a better, happier, more acceptable lifestyle. That's a good answer. That's something to work with. Okay, well, what's my time frame looks like? What is your normal time frame with your other clients? What does that look like? Well, everybody's different. You might want to think about that. On average, my clients span about a month, anywhere from a month to 2 months to 3 months in very significant, severe situations, maybe 6 months to 12 months. I have some people that really just want to talk, and they come in monthly just to talk, and those are just yearly. Okay, well, at least we're understanding of what the expectation is here. Someone gives you a diagnosis or a disorder and 15 minutes of meeting you, that's an insurance. That is 100% insurance. You are not the diagnosis. You experience the diagnosis. But what happens is these insurance companies actually, they get the diagnosis because they charge your insurance, and it goes to the CDC, which is the Client Data Core Center. The Client Data Core. That's where all of your information of all time kind of accumulates, and you never get rid of that. That's why emergency personnel don't ever want to go to a therapist or talk to anybody, is because all of that data is collected and you don't get rid of it. It doesn't go away. And people have lost they've lost their jobs because something that they were just being honest and trying to get help with. And oh, well, shit, I'm not going to be honest. No, be honest, but like, you're not the diagnosis. You're experiencing those symptoms. I have clients all the time that I'm very, 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 very honest and very quick to say, look, I'm anger based. I'm anger based. I do positivity integration, but I don't diagnose. I don't treat. I don't help manage medications. Nothing of the sort. What I'm getting at, and I wrote it down, was when someone receives a diagnosis, it does not define them. It does not describe their personality, their identity, or their worth. It describes what they are going through, how it affects their functioning, and what category the system uses to authorize care. Nothing more. It is Taggart. So that's my spiel. That's what I wanted to share with you. I know that some people watching this are not going to be very comfortable or happy watching it, and their first notion is to disagree and to get up in arms, and I don't quietly give a damn. Said what I said. That's the hill I'll die on. Because at what point do we stop focusing, per se, specifically what's wrong with you, but also what do you need to be okay right now? What do you need to succeed? How can I help you? Who can I connect you with to get you the help that you need? That's what I care about. We have a hurting world, and we get to decide, are we going to be that light? Are we going to try to be a change? That's what I'm doing with Red Nose. Every day, every client I talk to, I'm trying. I'm not perfect. By any means am I perfect, but damn it, I'm trying. And one last thing, not one last thing, but another thing. You're not broken. I might have told you once, but I'll tell you 1,000 times. You're not broken. You can feel broken, but you're not. Don't tell me how to feel. No, I'm not telling you how to feel. I'm just my perspective. I feel broken, okay. I feel mad. I feel anxious. I feel depressed. I feel excited. I feel happy. That's a picture that you're viewing. I'm going to go through and read the comments. If you guys have an opinion or want to say something, go ahead, and I'm going to start reading the comments. Zoom in a little if you can. I'll actually bring it up if you'd like me to bring it up. We're in the back rooms now. Zero, don't mind the flickering lights or the shadows in the room. Maybe even a weird screech sound. Hold on. LOL. Ready? Zoom in a little if you can, please. Yeah, if you want me to, I'll bring it back up. Let me make sure it's all chat. Yeah, it's live chat. Okay. I don't understand why it does that. Sounds good. Yeah. Jumper cables. Say it louder for the people in the back. What? Speak up so I can hear you back here. They want your money. They do not care about us. They care only about numbers and money. Yes, that's true. This is why they keep us sick. It's true. This is why they label us. Also why they keep us divided. Literally, creep night. Literally. We've always been told that it's not normal to feel sad or angry or worried, but it is. It is normal. You're human. Agreed 100%. It is tagged on you forever, though, through that. Yes, and it is. God bless you guys. I need your help. Me and my daughter ran out of gas money and police, and no, stop. When I tell people I experience PTSD, I'm going through hell right now. All we need is 15. No, stop. And it annoys me, PayPal. I'm an old lady already on 6 medications. You're only as old as you feel, but you are entitled to your feelings. Thank you, Creep Knight. They want us to be robots, though. I've blocked him. Thank you. It's not that I don't have sympathy. It's not that I don't care. A YouTube comment section. You're telling me you're watching YouTube while you've ran out of gas and just need $15 to make it home? You're watching Terrific Tuesday. I'm honored. I am. Very unlikely. I've been stuck on the side of the road without money. I didn't get on YouTube. I saved my battery life. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying it's a little inappropriate and it's very unlikely. Oh, it 100% does. Actually, I think Creep Night. Creep Night is... Creep Night is now managing moderator for your live. Boom. Creep Night is now the Terrific Tuesday managing moderator. She has the ability to block you. Oh, she gets a blue badge. Oh, man, that's a cool... do I get a blue badge? I want a blue badge. William's like, I mean, if... And then William is a standard moderator. Can review and remove chat messages and hide or put users in timeout. Yay! Comment something so I can see what color you are, William. William's blue too. Cool. Creep Night's your boss, though, William. Jessica, do you want me to go back to the slideshow and zoom in so you can read it? What did you say, William? Thoughts, questions, comments, gripes, complaints? Okay, I'll send it to you. William says, people diagnose you, but they try to take it full advantage of you. Yeah, they do. They 100% will. And that sucks because then it makes people not trust mental health, and it makes people not trust people that are trying to help change the world for the better. It makes things difficult on me. It's kind of, and it can be the same analogy used towards life coaches. The life coaches that are exploiting people because they want more of a holistic approach. And then so they hire a life coach, and the life coach just takes them for a whole fucking roller coaster of a ride of extortion. That right there, that's the same exact, like, just another flip of the coin. I have people very regularly, how long is this going to take? Anger management. Well, as long as it's not specific in your court order documents, on average, about 3 sessions. First one is identify what makes you angry. Like, really acknowledge what makes you angry, right? Once you acknowledge it, the session 2 is you review it. I review, and then I also give you coping mechanisms, but also little different tactics of how you can manage your anger in those specific circumstances. Because by the first session, I say, well, what pisses you off? Everything pisses you off. That's very common. Okay. The third session is, well, did that work? A significant amount of my clients go, yep, that worked. I'm good. Okay. Well, what does my next session look like? You know to find me if you need me. Do you need another session? No, I think I'm good. Good. Hey, do you mind telling your friends? If you appreciated and enjoyed this process, could you tell your friends? Yeah, I could do that. I'll tell everybody. Okay, wonderful. That's my business model for anyone that is trying to get the scoop. You don't have to go through my friends, and you don't have to ask interrogating questions, and you don't have to give me some ominous calls from friends and families of yours. You could literally ask me straight and direct. That's my model. and it works. Doing the best damn job I can as quickly and as efficiently to get rid of you as quickly as I found you, so you'll tell your friends. If I do a damn good job, you'll tell your friends, and we can keep on going. You're not my money cow. Life coaches can be very good if done right, but I was just saying I'm not just targeting one side of the spectrum of the mental health world. Not all life coaches are bad. There's NLPs as well. They're neuro-linguistic practitioner coaches or specialists or whatever. They're it's really hypnosis, extreme hypnosis. I've known clients that have had significant success with them. It's really just who you find. Licensing and credentialing validates someone's practice, but it doesn't make someone truly qualified for doing everything that they do. For example, diagnoses. That really, honestly, therapists, I disagree. Maybe let some psychologists have at it. Psychiatrists. Therapists, you're better suited other places. Now, you probably have been doing this for a while. And, okay, well, I've done what? Gestalt? Carl Rogers, Maslow. By the way, Maslow, the hierarchy of needs, stole it from the natives. So we're going to talk about that. I'm not saying there's not a use, and I'm not dogging on you. If you know me and we're friends, you know what I mean. If you don't, you're making pre-assumptions. I know plenty of professionals in the field. I'm not trying to attack you, but I'm trying to make sure that there's a clear understanding and a good gist of what we're actually dealing with. You want to deal and change the system, you have to understand the system you're working with. You ever go to a mental health professional and you're like, why am I not getting better? And I actually, in fact, feel worse. And I feel worse every time I go. And I've been going for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, a long nativity of time. And I'm just continuously feeling worse. And I just don't know what else I'm going to do. So I'm going to keep on doing what I've always done because I've always done what I've always done. And it's just a vicious cycle. Perhaps you consider your circumstance and what's really going on. If I relied on you as a client for my paycheck, how likely am I to let go of you? How likely am I not to bamboozle you? Everyone gets to eat. It's nothing personal. Isn't that right? If one very specific person is listening, isn't that what you said? It's nothing personal. You've got to eat. You have student loans you have to pay. It's a win-win for everyone. What a shame. Very disappointing. I love Terrific Tuesday, and he is sweet and smart. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I wasn't reading the comments. I'll go back. Yes, but he's talking about people. True. Well, this is why I love Red Nose Wellness and recommend it. Oh, thank you, Creep Knight. I appreciate you. My beautiful friend, is just me, or does it look like you've got your ears lowered? I need to call, but afraid of cost. My daughter probably needs it more than me, though. Her pa died right in front of her eyes, and she suffers bad. What is great about Red Nose Wellness is that they are for the people, and you should call and get info. I'm sure Jeremiah still has the Pay It Forward program. I say Jeremiah and Red Nose Wellness is the most kind-hearted people. Oh, you are so kind. Thank you. I do still have the Pay It Forward program. It is exactly what they said. I love Terrific Tuesday. Oh, thank you. And even if you have questions, I'm more than happy if you just text me or call me. If you even have questions for resources in your area, I'm more than happy for a conversation. Like I have people that'll call me and they're like, "Hey, I don't necessarily need services, but this is XYZ," and I'm like, I've had 10-minute conversations that kind of push them the right ways. There's sometimes that people will talk to me and I'm like, I think a therapist would be a better fit. And then I help them find a therapist in their area. So you're too kind, Creep Night. Thank you. I know that this isn't most of my terrific Tuesdays are not this direct and this. But then again, what is Terrific Tuesday? But wouldn't be a Terrific Tuesday if I didn't play my guitar just a little bit. But thank you. Hold on. Thank you for your kind words. I don't know. I think I might like the mic setup. What do you guys think about what did you guys think about the sound today? Should I keep trying, make it improve? I think I can hear the guitar a little bit better with the setup. Really? That's good to know. I'm telling you, I love that reverb. hope that you have a wonderful weekend. I hope that your Monday didn't suck. And now it's terrific Tuesday. All I gotta say, alright. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. I hope that your Monday didn't suck. I think that actually has a really cool sound. Bit off back. I think that moving forward, I'm actually looking at. I know I was talking about informative for Red Nose Wellness. That slide, that whole presentation, this was kind of a test of how I was going to do it. I think it's going to be more lightful. I think what I'm actually going to do is still have the slideshow, if not have the slideshow up on the screen. I'm going to not have this type of lighting. And have it more this way. It's one of those things, you look at the lighting, and you're like, oh, okay, the lighting works, and especially with the analogy. But if I'm teaching a class, I think it'd be better use if I just had it plain Jane open like this. I think, honestly, I'm also going to have the, whenever I do a podcast, other way, I'm actually going to have those two chairs kind of 1-1, and then have it to where it's just two people seeing. You know, in a lot of the podcasts, they have like one person and then it switches to the other one. A lot of that is actually designed to keep engagement, and I understand that. But instead of trying to focus on, oh, well, keeping you engaged, if the content is good enough, then if I provide not just the content, make it easy to follow along, you can listen to it in the car, so audible. You can take the whole conversation, take it audible. Yes, you can see the visual, but I also leave like the notes. I think that's going to work wonderful. Good to see you. How are you tonight? Fantastic. Could not, would not, will not complain. Good to see you. Good night. Bye-bye. I'm glad that the audio works better, though. I do. I was kind of concerned. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, Sir William. My goodness. All right. Any questions, comments, scraps, or complaints? What's your one question? What's your question? So I need to say, oh, thank you. Oh, wait, no, stop, wait, stop. Hi. Wait, okay, hey, whoa, yes, oh my God, okay, every time I get distracted quite easily. Creep Night, are you still there? Creep Night. Creep Night. All right. Creep Night. And anyone else that voted for us for the Tulsa People magazine. This means you also, William. William, you have not signed this. And anyone else? I need your signatures. I could not have done this without you. Tulsa People Magazine, I believe, is owned by People Magazine. Everyone knows People Magazine. You can sign wherever. I'm going to send this to you, Creek Knight. I keep forgetting. I do. I have your address. It's really just the principle of getting to the post office. Tomorrow morning. That is the goal. You know how you now know where I like to hide when I do my lunch, so you can track me down and get my signature. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Right now, this is going Creep Night. Creep Night has been waiting very patiently to sign this. So Creep Night, I'm gonna send this way. Also the box. I told you I was gonna send you a box and stickers. Yes, I will. I'm sending it tomorrow morning. If you don't hear from me, then it means I didn't do it, and I need my ass kicked. But I'm going to do it by the very least before next Tuesday, because I don't want to have that shame. I don't want that shame. I'll try to help him remember. Thank you. Look, he's watching. Look, he's watching. Shame, shame.
Shame. Oh, shame.
Hold on.
I
hope that you guys enjoyed tonight's conversation and epic. If you are interested in me doing more conversations and more topics like that, let me know. I'm still obviously always trying to figure out the direction of Terrific Tuesday. What's really cool is if you actually search Jeremiah Callihan, who is Jeremiah Callihan in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Terrific Tuesday pops up. It's right there with Red Nose Wellness. Not even joking, actually. I'll show that real quick. Yes, I know. I know. No. Red Nose Wellness is a pandemonium killer. Nope, next. Oh boy. All right now. It's time for the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Oh, well, gosh. All right, ready? Come on. I got a new hard drive, so now I can say more stuff. Okay, ready? Watch this. Those are not my trending topics. Those just popped up. But now I want to know who Fidel Castro's daughter shares views on Cuban regime. I know, I don't really care. Who is Jeremiah Callihan in Tulsa? K-L-A-H-O-M-A. From Tulsa. Who is Jeremiah Callihan from Tulsa, Oklahoma? Here we go. Ready? Most clearly identified individual, Jeremiah Callihan of Red Nose Wellness, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Terrific Tuesday. What is that? Takeaway: the strongest, most consistent match in Tulsa area wellness coach and content creator who runs Red Nose Wellness and hosts Terrific Tuesday with Jeremiah Callihan. Key facts: he operates a Red Nose Wellness offering anger management, parenting education, health and wellness, and CPR and first aid based in Tulsa. He hosts a weekly YouTube live stream called Terrific Tuesday with Jeremiah Callihan. Hey, that's me, Ma. I'm on TV. He was featured on as a Tulsa Bong Business Owners Networking Group Spotlight member, where he's described as a husband, father, and owner of Red Nose Wellness. His LinkedIn profile lists him as a specialist with Red Nose Wellness, focused on holistic wellness instruction. What he does: anger management coaching. It's not coaching, but it's specialist. CPR first aid certification, health and wellness consulting, public speaking, team building, and life coaching. Produces online content, YouTube live stream. Other individuals with similar names: Jeremiah James Callihan. It's that speed. Boom, 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 boom. What are you looking for, Jeremiah? Watch this. Ready? What is Terrific Tuesday with Jeremiah Callihan. Oh my God, what is that? Good night, Kendall! Terrific Tuesday with Jeremiah Callihan is a weekly live show hosted in Tulsa. Native Jeremiah Callihan, streamed every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. It blends humor, philosophy, psychology, personal growth, and spontaneous antics into an unpredictable, free-flowing live stream. What? What the show is, a live stream unscripted broadcast where unscripted is right, baby. Oh, hot damn. Talks about personal development, inner peace, gratitude, mindset, explores philosophy and psychology, including historical ideas and forgotten concepts, engages in spontaneous humor, random stunts, and audience interaction. That's right, and that's you. You are the audience interaction. Hell, baby. Shares weekly reflections, thoughts, and creative experiments. Treats the show as a space for artistic expression and open conversation. Holy hot damn, here we are. What episodes typically include? Based on detailed YouTube stream breakdowns, audience interaction with viewers and chat, deep dives in topics like color, psychology, and marketing, philosophical thought experiments, life as a simulation. Do you guys remember that episode? Because I do. I remember that episode. Actually, all of it. Personal stories, including family incidents, reflections on happiness, responsibility, and the secret of life. I remember that episode. Updates about future show plans. New set for 2026. And that's true. And I was actually just thinking towards that. He even has color psychology. And why he created it, Jeremiah describes Terrific Tuesday as a place where he can express creative ideas, explore internal artistic views, share weekly thoughts, discuss anything except obvious Rocketeer stuff. Obviously. I'm not obviously trying to Rocketeer things. Community present. The show is also shared in a positively focused online communities. That's you. Where it's framed as uplifting content. Wow. Thank you, whoever's on Reddit. The show is also shared as a positively focused. That's nice. I'm on Reddit. I'm on Reddit. Oh, that's so kind. Sorry. Caught me off guard there. Ready? What's Red Nose Wellness? Red Nose Wellness is based in a mental health and educational center and provides anger management, parenting classes, CPR first aid, and general wellness coaching. It is operated by Jeremiah Callihan, who is also known as hosting Terrific Tuesday. Boom, baby. Most important, it is a real physical wellness clinic located. It's real. It is real. Of course it's real. Who runs it? Red Nose Wellness is operated by Jeremiah Callihan, their wellness coach, who also produces weekly live stream Terrific Tuesday. What services cost? Who is Jeremiah Callihan? Whether Red Nose Wellness is reputable. Is Red Nose Wellness reputable? Is it? Is it? Red Nose Wellness and evidence is unusually strong for a small Tulsa wellness clinic. Strongest indicators come from the independent citywide awards and verified listings, not just self-promotion. Overall reputation, evidence-based. Red Nose Wellness has been repeatedly recognized by major Tulsa publications through public voting, which is one of the strongest credibility signals for a local wellness provider. What? Thank you. You're wonderful. That's us. That is not just me winning. That is us. That is us winning the Tulsa People, which I just showed you. And that is us winning the Tulsa Best in the World 2025. And we're going to win 2026. Why? Because it's just us. And the underdog's winning. That feels nice. I like that. So, anyways, thought I would share with you. Christmas. Anywho, thank you for being you. Oh, thank you, wonderful. Now, I want to beatbox. Okay, you want to beatbox? I'll beatbox for you. Hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Here, come on. Woo! And I hit it. 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 I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I hope that your Monday didn't suck. Now it's Terrific Tuesday. All I gotta say is what? Oh! Hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I hope that your Monday didn't suck. Now it's Terrific Tuesday. All I gotta say is, all I gotta say. Thank you.
I hope you had a good one, a weekend worth your time. I hope your Monday didn't drag you down, left you feeling fine. I'm rolling into your Tuesday with a grin and a spark. Got a little something for you right here in the dark. But now the calendar's smiling, the clouds are backing off. I got that first start feeling, and I'm ready to go off. Terrific Tuesday. What? Terrific Tuesday. What? All I got to say is what? Terrific Tuesday. What? Coffee in a paper cup. Keys on the counter ring. I'm stepping out with a lighter heart and a one-word sing. You made it through the rough part. Now look at you now. If the week tried to pin you down, you're shaking it out. But now the calendar's smiling. The clouds are backing off. I got that fresh start feeling, and I'm ready to go off. Terrific Tuesday. What? Terrific Tuesday. What? All I got to say. What? Terrific Tuesday. What? So if you needed a sign, here it is in the clear. Shake off the slow move Monday. Tuesday's finally here. Terrific Tuesday. What? Terrific Tuesday. What? All I got to say. What? Terrific Tuesday. What?
Thank you for being you. You're wonderful. I love the tune. CPM music. Thank you. You are wonderful. Now, just because this light's over for tonight doesn't mean that I'm not imploring you to be your own light. Let's light this light next week, same time. Sounds good to me. Thank you for being you. You're wonderful. I